You're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Green Bay Packers content, created for the fans by the fans. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know whenever we go live. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Packers_access. Go Pack Go. Enjoy the show.
What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA pregame show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us, 865-658-5824. Join alongside Tim in Green Bay, here to get you guys ready for the Packers-Seahawks matchup on Sunday Night Football. Excited to dive in as we got the actives and inactives already dropping, so we'll hit all that here in just a second. We already got the actives, inactives coming in here, Tim. We'll jump right into that, man. I want to get your take, how you're feeling before the game, so we'll do that here in just a second. I know the chat is absolutely on fire right now as everybody's filing in, watching this Bills game as I am. Tim, I know you snuck a peek or two at it, haven't you?
Oh, you know I did. Let's go. Let Josh Allen cook. I love it.
Absolutely. And he is, man. He's having one heck of a year. He's just a phenomenal player. He really is, man. Let's see. We got Chris in the chat. Go Bills. Joyce Martha. Go Bills. United Base just says, what's up, everybody? Let's see. We've got Rel in the house. Good to see you in here, Rel. Rel said, really hope Bills can hold on in the fourth. Again, I was just telling Tim this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but, McNeil left the game for the Lions too. Their best defensive lineman, that's left healthy. And they continue to fight, man. It says a lot about that team. Now, we return to our normally scheduled program of hating on the Lions, so we'll continue that slander there. Ron Sample says Josh Allen is unbelievable. I remember when his accuracy was a problem. That really gives me a lot of hope, Tim, for our boy Jordan Love, obviously, man.
Yeah.
But we're going to jump into the actives, inactives right now. Before we do, how do you feeling about this game, man? I know we're roughly an hour away, a little over an hour away from kickoff. How you feeling about it right now, man?
I feel like Tom Hanks, right? Jimmy Dugan, League of Their Own. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. That's how I feel. And it might not be pretty. It might be a nail biter. Who the hell knows? But we're leaving Seattle with a dub tonight. I feel it. Yeah. Speaking it into existence.
I like it, man. I like the optimism. I really do, man. And I think we've got a good shot at winning this ball game. It's going to come down to the same things that it always does, protecting the football, controlling the penalties, which we mentioned. They're a team that's more penalized than us, but we're on the road. That crowd's going to be loud, obviously, so that's going to be an issue. We've got the officiating crew that has thrown the most flags this year, so that's a real thing too, right? You got to be prepared for that. So like I said, man, just go out there and try to protect the football. And I don't care if you win by 1 point. Just try to get that dub, get back to Green Bay, and
that's right.
Start locking down the playoffs. As you guys may have heard, the Chicago Bears are officially eliminated from playoff contention with 4 weeks.
Playoffs?
It was just the other day, Tim. Everyone was saying, man, this is the most talented roster that any rookie quarterback has ever had. And,
we're taking back the North, and we're never giving it back, man.
Yeah, Ryan Poles.
Okay.
Ryan Poles about to take his ass down the unemployment line, what it sounded like. So we'll see how that shakes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, people were going, that's mean, Clayton. I've been in the unemployment line a couple of times myself, Bob. So calm down out there. Put your stones back in your robes, okay? Everything's all right. So active tonight. Corey Ballantyne is active. As far as inactives for the Packers, wide receiver Malik Heath, safety Javon Bullard, no surprise there. Cornerback Jair Alexander, no surprise there. And offensive lineman Jacob Monk are inactive. So that means Edgerrin Cooper, good to go. All the people that we were not really concerned about, but we're expecting to come back, seem to be good to go here, Tim. So what do you think of that? Anything catch you off guard there in terms of I think Corey Ballantyne being active is a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, that's a pleasant surprise, right? The silver lining there. We got another corner available. And, Ballantyne's a vet, man. This guy knows how to play the game. And having him available and on the field is going to be crucial. I don't care if he plays 20 snaps, whatever it is. But, we're going to need all the help we can get there on defense. So that's a little glimmer of hope there. Silver lining for sure.
Yeah. So, again, there was your actives for the Packers-Seahawks game as we get closer to kickoff. We're just a little over an hour away. Now, what I figured we would do, too, if anybody has the Seahawks actives and inactives, matter of fact, let me close this out and see if I can go find it real quick. if you want to hit on a couple of things in the chat, go right ahead, Tim, or just your initial thoughts on the game. Anything changed since last night, since the last time we spoke? And I'm going to see if I can find these inactives here for the Seahawks.
Too old for this Bo revenge game. I like it. Let's get Bo Melton involved a little bit in this offense. Also, Prince in the chat. Oladapo, Rochelle, and Ballantyne all active. So there's some guys right there. We might get a couple glimpses at KT Oladapo back there in the secondary, which is awesome. And if push comes to shove, good old Rob Rochelle back there too. We got Scoot and we got Scooter. So we'll see how this team looks today, man, because it's going to be all hands on deck to get a win out there at Lumen Field there. But I do feel like, these guys helping out the secondary is it's going to be crucial. And I think Prince is right. Like, there clearly is a cause for concern without Jair, and how that it's not just missing Jair and his play and what he brings to the table. It's the fact that now we have to move Keyshawn back to the slot. We don't have Bullard available. It's like all these pieces kind of offset each other. So I agree with the decision by the staff here to go ahead and activate these guys and, throw them out there and let's see what happens, because we may need any and everyone tonight to get this dub.
Yeah. And, man, if they're going to continue to run Jackson Smith and Jigba across the middle with those slants and digs, let's see if Edgerrin Cooper can get a hat on tonight. You know what I mean? Let's lay a little pop on and make them think twice about that, because JSN's having a hell of a year, no doubt. Here are the inactives for the Seattle Seahawks. Running back Kenneth Walker III, no big surprise there. We kind of talked about it. Trey Brown, cornerback. Tight end Brady Russell. Linebacker Trevis Gibson. Wide receiver Cody White. Quarterback Jaron Hall. And cornerback Artie Burns. Those are your inactives for the Seahawks, just to make sure nothing changed. Let's see here. Did we get the right? Yeah, we got the right one. Okay, there it is. So, yeah, there you go, 10. Kenneth Walker III. Again, I feel like Charbonnet is having a better year, a few fewer snaps, I should say. But at the same time, man, it feels like he is more effective than Kenneth Walker III. So I don't think that's like a huge downgrade from Walker to Charbonnet. And again, they pass the ball a ton. They're in 11 personnel. What is it, 76% of the time or what have you?
Yep, absolutely. So, whatever run game that they do choose to utilize today, I don't think it's going to really miss a beat. And again, I've said it all week. I feel like this game is going to come down to this defense and how our defense plays against Seattle. I have full faith in, Tupac LaFleur and Jay Money and the boys to go out there and put points on the board. But, we have got to get after it on the defensive side of the ball. So, yeah, with Walker not being in the lineup, I don't think that really, throws anything out of whack as far as Seattle's offense. So, if anything, we got to get ready and be disciplined in that run game when we do see it.
Yeah. For sure. Harry Cheese in the chat says, I want to see one of our linebackers jump past for an INT tonight. And again, keep this in mind there, Sir Harry. Geno Smith, what he got, 12 interceptions on the year.
Yep.
Likes the dog Jordan Love for his interception total. I'm pretty sure Geno Smith has one more interception than Jordan Love this year. And so that's something that he's going to give you a few opportunities to take the ball away. So
absolutely.
Maximize on that, no doubt.
I love it, especially like you were talking about. Maybe we do a little spy tonight, and there's an opportunity for these linebackers to get their hands on the ball. We've seen Quay do it all year long. Quay's got his mitts on the ball, 4 or 5 times, and can't seem to come up with the pick. Maybe tonight's the night that our linebackers get it done. We get a tip pass at the line, or maybe jump in a route and getting the pick. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like the Lions just scored, so they're cutting it within 10 now. So
you had to say something, Clayton.
I know it, man. Hey, listen, I'm going to talk that trash, Tim.
You already know. You see it, you got to say something, right?
That's right. All right, so let's kind of comb through Packers Twitter. We can't play this video for music purposes. Obviously, they'll get us with a copyright, but you can see they're getting everybody amped up on Twitter today with a little intro to the game. I think this is going to be a dandy, man. I really do. Anytime the Packers Seahawks hook up, it seems like something wild tends to happen. You guys remember the Fel Mary game? Man, what a disaster that was, obviously. And, I'm excited to see what this Packers team can do on the road this time around. Now, you guys know we are wearing the whiteout unis. We talked about that earlier. I think it was yesterday we had mentioned it. So the same uniforms that we wore at home, the all whites against the Houston Texans, we will have on tonight. Which really the only difference is the helmet. The helmet and the obviously the white pants on the white jersey as well. I love that uniform, man. I think it's awesome. I think we got some good juju going with that too. So let's keep it going, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said before, we wear white on the road anyway. It's prime time, Sunday Night Football. Tough game on the road. Why not bust out the all whites with the alternate helmet kind of look? I'm all for it. I love it. The shot of Xavier McKinney there walking in too. He looks like he's ready to roll. Got the Louis Vuitton. Looks like he's wearing Louis Vuitton slippers. What's he?
That is some Louis there, isn't it?
That looks comfy, man. He's going to need those wheels tonight on the field. So I like the comfy look going in for sure.
I got those in my closet, actually, man. I got a pair of those myself. I wear them when we go to dinner. You know what I mean? I save them for special occasions. And, there goes the Bills again. Oh, let's see. All the way down to the 5-yard line. So the Bills are all the way inside the 5 already with 11:55 left. I believe that play will stand. Everybody's grinning like it might not. So I don't know. Let's see here. So it's an onside kick that Detroit tried.
Oh, of course they did. Isn't it still the third quarter?
So he literally – no, it's the fourth. But
it's the fourth? Okay.
He caught it on the second hop, Hollins did, and took it all the way down to the 5-yard line. He almost housed it. He got tripped up there at the end. So, of course, basically what Detroit's saying is we can't stop the Bills with our defense. So, there you go. So this is looking really, really good for the Bills to knock off the Lions. Just give them a little bit of humble pie. I'm all about it. Also, on the old Twitter bird, how's the office look today? As you can see, we got the background change too, man. I will say this about that stadium. It is a nice stadium. The things I like about stadiums, I look for in a good stadium, is they need to be unique. I can't stand when a multitude of stadiums just look exactly the same. And it's one of the reasons why I can't stand these newer stadiums, because they're all going for that same kind of LA Rams look, right? And it's bad enough that 3 teams play in that same dome, or at least two teams play out there right now, right? Yeah. So, there's you got to have some uniqueness to your stadiums across the league.
It is kind of a testament to how they did things over there, because Seattle's kind of one of those they're not a small city by any means, but they are kind of one of the smaller kind of markets as far as the big 3 sports go. And it could have very easily worked out where you had the Mariners and the Seahawks playing in the same facility or something. So I think the fact that they've always kept baseball and football separate for the most part down the stretch here, it's true. I mean, I've never been to a road Packer game, and certainly going out to Lumen Field there in Seattle, that's definitely on my short list of places I'd love to see the Packers play on the road for sure.
I went to. I had a buddy that went up to that part of the country just last year. He drove all the way across the country, went all the way up the West Coast, and he said it is beautiful up
Absolutely.
there to the Northwest. So need to check that out for sure. I just don't know if they got any Piggly Wigglies up there or not. You know what I mean, Tim? I can't get too far away from my comfort zone. The Buffalo Bills just scored, so they now are winning 45-28 with roughly 12 minutes left in the game. So belt to ass is in full effect.
Like Ron Sandville in the chat. Dan Campbell looks stupid on that one. Hope the Bills get 50.
Absolutely. Drop that 50 burger, Ron. Ain't that right?
I love it.
All right. So here was a picture that the Green Bay Packers tweeted out. Jordan Love going in. Hey, Jordan Love. And when you retweet it, guys, it gets a Pro Bowl vote. So let's do that real quick. Bang. Look at our boy there, man, in all black. Tim, look like he's all business in the black.
I was just going to say all business, right? He's got the little briefcase there too, ready to roll. Look just like walking into a typical meeting at the office, and just another day at work. I love it. Jay Money, man. Hopefully we see another great game from him. He's trending upward, and like we were talking about earlier, man, he's kind of honing in that accuracy, finding that rhythm. We noticed that he hasn't really thrown many dangerous balls in these past few weeks, like we were seeing prior to that. So I think he's locked in, laser focused, and ready to put points on the board tonight, man. We're going for tutters, not field goals.
Yeah. I would like to see them have just an absolutely dominant performance. Again, win the ball game first and foremost. Don't get cute, but boy, how cool would it be to come out of there with like a 20-point win and drop 45 on the Seahawks? That would be great momentum to go into next week for sure.
Absolutely.
Here was J Love on the field warming up earlier, just in the sweatsuit out there getting it in. Is that Is that Sean Clifford beside him? Kind of looks like Sean Clifford. Is that Sean Clifford? I can't tell. Nah, that dude's too small for sure. But I just seen red hair and said that's got to be Clifford. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's some. Love the cleats too. Look at the cleats J-Lo's got on. Let's go, man.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right.
I like that. He's kind of flipping it on Seattle, right? They
Yeah,
usually wear those. They usually rock the little neon look. I like it. J Money's like, you know what? I'm gonna beat you with your colors on tonight. Let's go. I love it.
Absolutely, man. Definitely. Campbell looks like he's. Damn it, Coach. What's wrong with you in here, Bob? Come on now. Let's clean it up in the chat. It's so true, bro. It is so true. Yeah, Coach Lynn in here, man. I love that everybody's just having a blast rooting against the Lions. It's so great.
In Coach Lynn's defense, he is not the first person who has had that observation.
Listen,
like,
the reason I had to shake my head is because I'm one of those people that's had that observation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The booger sugar effect is real. We know.
Yes, it is. All right. Let's go around the league real quick. That sound good to you, Tim? Let's kind of get an update on some of these scores.
See all those NFC teams that won that we wanted to lose. Damn it.
All right, so obviously the Rams beat the 49ers on Thursday Night Football 12-6. We had the Dolphins dropped one today to the Texans, so the Dolphins fall to 6-8. The Texans improved to 9-5. If you guys didn't watch that game, Grant Dubose for the Dolphins took a nasty hit. And I know there's a lot of people talking hospital ball. I don't want to try to put blame on anyone, but it was a bad ball. And that's the problem with the Dolphins offense. Everything is dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk. It's RPO underneath. And so many times you see Tua get guys the ball just knowing here's the read, the ball goes there, as opposed to am I putting them in harm's way? Yep. You know Tua would never do anything on purpose, but that offense – they get their receivers and their guys underneath laid out. It's just a part of that offense.
They become almost like borderline predictable, right? Eventually the defense is going to kind of figure out what you guys are doing, and then they're just all over it. And, that's a tough look for Grant DeBose, man. My Uncle Jim is, friends with his family and knows his family very well. Got to meet him a couple of times. And, it's a young player trying to make it in the league, right? We had some back and forth over the summer with him, wondering if he was going to make the 53 here in Green Bay. And ultimately we went a different way. But, you hate to see a young receiver like that go down, especially considering he just became available again. He just worked back from injury just to leave the field again. So, prayers up for him for sure.
Yeah, it was a tough look, and they had to cut his jersey off and everything and take the face mask screws off and all that. So, and like Coach Lynn says, you got to throw that away from the defender. I completely agree, Coach. Like, he threw it low and inside to where he had to drop his head to catch the ball, and then obviously right into the defender. And again, I know Tua didn't do that on purpose. It's probably more of an inaccurate throw, but you're right. If you're going to miss outside. People used to get so mad at Aaron Rodgers for missing behind people sometimes. And then you would hear Kurt Warner go on his, podcast, his show on YouTube, breaking down the tape and be like, guys, that was on purpose to get him out of harm's way. That's a real thing in the league for sure. It should still be. And I think some of these RPO quarterbacks, Tim, they don't put emphasis on that, man.
No, I think they're too focused on the rhythm and the quickness of the play, trying to put that ball on their guy. But yeah, the better passers in the league that are of that higher caliber, they understand the nuance to the game. And plus you trust your receiver. If you're a top tier talent in the NFL, we, want to have trust in our guys to be able to reach behind and maybe grab one off the hip or on the waist so that I'm not leading you into coverage like that. So it's something we see a lot, but, really there's, maybe like 10 or 12 quarterbacks in the NFL that really do that effectively and protect their receivers while also moving the football.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next game, Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets defeat the Jaguars on the road 32-25. I need to see this real quick. Felt like Aaron had a good day, and yes, he did. 16 of 30, 289 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I don't know if you guys seen Davante Adams catch the go-ahead touchdown and then the 2-point conversion as well. Davante Adams, 9 catches, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns on 12 targets. So Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams starting to click like they used to, man. That's for sure. They're starting to kind of get back to that old form. So the Packers East, the Jets get the dub down there in Jacksonville. Obviously, their season's already over, but it was kind of cool to see Aaron and Tay lighting it up there. Did you get to catch any of that, Tim, or no?
No, I didn't get to see any of that game, but it is good to see and hear about. And hopefully they end their season on a positive note. Let's be honest. Nobody's good. I don't care what anyone says. You're not going to make me hate Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to hate Devontae or any of these guys. So especially we love our heroes, right? They're getting older. We don't know how many snaps we're going to see from many of these guys going forward. So I think that might be the issue over there is that front office and that staff there in New York, and there's certainly enough talent for them to win ball games. They just got to kind of get their stuff together a little bit. So, hopefully they end their losing season on a high note for sure.
Yeah. J. Cole in the chat said, I think this is Aaron Rodgers' last year, if not his second to last year. Yeah. It doesn't feel like he's going to be there for 2 more years. He may come back next year. I think it depends on how they finish the season, right? Kind of like what Tim was saying. You create a little momentum going into the offseason. You feel better about the situation. Now, you never know. 12, he marches to the beat of his own drum, and that's an understatement. But I honestly look forward to the day he retires so we can welcome him back to Lambeau. See if I imagine we would retire the 12 jersey. Don't you think, Tim?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
Go ahead and have that ceremony, get it done, get him in the Packer Hall of Fame before he goes into the Hall, all that type of stuff. So, all right. Up next, we had the Cowboys just boat racing the Carolina Panthers 30-14. The Cowboys are now 6-8, Tim, and they're 5-2 on the road. That's a pretty wild statistic. So I know we kind of talked a little bit about, Mike McCarthy going to be fired. Is he not going to be fired? To me, on the surface, it feels like he's not going to be there next year. But at the same time, if you were to tell me that the Cowboys were going to lose Dak Prescott and they were still going to win 6 games and with 3 games left to play, I'd be like, that's a pretty damn good coaching job,
Yeah, absolutely. And especially, considering, like you said, like losing Dak like that, nobody – had a crystal ball to be able to predict that happening. And, they found a way to kind of, at least salvage something. But I mean, man, things in Jerry world are not good, long-term, but it's true. Maybe Coach Mack is, he's fighting for his job too. And I could see an organization like Dallas not wanting to rock the boat, and maybe they keep Mike around for another year or two and get guys healthy, get another draft or 2 under their belt and see what they can do rather than, rotating the coaching carousel one more time again.
Yeah. 2-0 for this says, apparently playoff elimination is a magic sauce for these teams. Bears are beating the Vikings tomorrow. Hey, keep speaking it.
Yes.
2-0 for this. Keep speaking it, man. All right, next game, we had the Ravens at the Giants, not even close. The Baltimore Ravens boat raced them 35-14 on the road. The Giants now fall to 2-12. I can't imagine they're going to be bringing that coaching staff back. They are 0-8 at home, Tim. Things could always be worse. Things could always be worse. That's a bad look there. And the Ravens got a great team. The fact that they're only 9-5, sometimes I look at the Packers record, even though we're having a great year, and it's like, man, it just kind of feels like we're not at that top tier of the other teams, when you look at the record. But then you see people like Baltimore who's just got a dynamic team. It's like, I don't know, maybe we're right where we need to be.
Yeah.
In the ballpark. So
we always talk about that, right? Teams are not always a reflection of their record. And that goes both ways. You got teams that their record might not look that impressive, but at the end of the day, they're a damn good football team. And then you get teams that we'll see that are 10, 12, 13 win teams, and then they choke in the playoffs or, they crumble. And they're kind of, not as good as their record would, lead you to believe. So I think it's everything is you want to evaluate a team based on what they're doing on the field and looking at the metrics and, the wins and losses are, that's all that matters. But at the end of the day, it's any given Sunday, right? Anybody can beat anyone. And, you don't want to put too much emphasis on the record for sure.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And the Lions are now back within 10 points, 8 minutes left, man. This game right here. I mean, they've already scored a total of 80 points in this game. That is crazy. So 2 of the best offenses in the league for sure.
That is a testament to Detroit, right? They just will not lay down. They're not going to go away. Buffalo is trying to bury them right now, and they can't quite do it. It seems like.
Yep. They got fight in them, man, for sure. All right, next game. This was a heartbreaker. The Washington Commanders at the New Orleans Saints. They get the win 20-19. If you guys watch that, Saints go right down the field, score with no time left, right? And they decide to go for 2 as opposed to kicking the extra point to send it to overtime. I want to ask your take on this, Tim. And hopefully I haven't tipped my hand on whether I agree with them making that decision or not. Do you think that's the right move? When you
No.
go down and you score with no time left, you just think,
No.
hey, kick the extra point, take it to overtime. Is that right?
Tie the damn game and try and win in overtime. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
There's so many variables that can happen in that situation. And yeah, you're thinking a couple yards and we're in and we walk off, but it's like, man, if there's a botch snap, if there's there could be a false start and back you up, some more. Like, what are you going to do? I think, I get the logic though, right? Momentum. We just scored. Hey, we got the momentum on our side. Let's just punch it in again and walk off with the dub. But me, I'm playing it safe, man. I'm tying that ball game and going to the coin toss and seeing what happens,
Naturally, that's how I feel too. But I always try to question my own belief system. You know what I mean? Like when I feel really strong about something, it's like, all right, let me back up a second. Think, am I looking at this the wrong way? Especially when so many professional teams treat that the opposite way. Like, hey, let's go for the win right now. I guess you got a 50% chance of getting that 2-point conversion, right?
Sure.
And with how the rules are in the NFL right now, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Again, I side with you. I think I still lean towards what you're saying there. 50% chance of getting that 2-point conversion. Well, if you send it to overtime with an extra point, there's a 50% chance you lose the toss, right?
Yep.
And then there's probably even more of a chance that something could go wrong after that point. You know what I mean? So I can understand, I can also understand the mindset now of, hey, if we can't gain 2 yards right now, we don't deserve to win the game. Yep. I can see that. But with that being said, I think I still side with you. I'm probably kicking the extra point and going.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just asking me, right, like put your coaching hat on, I'm probably going to just tie the game. But I do understand the logic. And hey, like we always say, right, if it would have worked, oh, of course, it's the right call. Genius. What a brilliant move. If they get in and score and win the game, everyone's going to say it's the right call. So I think there's logic on both sides. But yeah, personally, me, I'm playing it a little more conservatively there at the end.
Yeah. All good in the chat said it was the right move for New Orleans. All right. Ron Sample says right choice, 2 yards to win. That's kind of the mindset we were just talking about a little bit. J. Cole points out Saints have nothing to lose. That was the part that sucked for me as Packer fans. Like, I'm thinking I played overtime, and I'm like, well, they're pretty much out of the playoff hunt. If they get it, awesome. That's a cool moment at home, right? If they don't get it, we get a better draft pick. And I'm going, let's don't think like that. Let's try to win this game. So it seems like the chat, though, is definitely on board with go for the 2. And I can understand that. I really can. I don't think it's a runaway either direction. So the Buffalo Bills are now still leading 45-35. Second down, clock's ticking. 5 minutes left. After this snap will be under 5 minutes, as they look like they're pretty much on pace to win this ball game. I feel pretty comfortable about it. I think Josh Allen just had a huge run just now too. So next game, Bengals at the Titans. The toilet bowl here. The Bengals win 37-27. They said Joe Burrow had another game. Tim, I think they said 6 straight games that Joe Burrow has had 3 touchdown passes. That is insane, dude. But obviously threw 2 picks today as well. It wasn't enough to help Mason Rudolph and those Titans get the win, though. Looks like Will Levis played. He just threw 3 interceptions. They said, get your butt out of here. Get your butt outside, I think is what they said, Tim. So
sit your butt outside.
Not looking good for Will Levis as the Bengals get that big win there on the road. And the Titans, obviously, they got a lot of changes to make there. Do you remember – I'm trying to think of his name. Was it John Robinson? Their former GM who used to work with the Packers front office. I honestly believe that former GM is the reason we got Malik Willis, because he drafted Malik Willis. He loses his job. I guarantee you Goody went to him and was like, hey, give me the scoop on Willis. Okay, cool. We're going to give up a 7th-round pick for him, right? So he is going to be one of the front runners to potentially get a general manager job this coming year. And it kind of immediately I thought he might be the one to come calling for Malik Willis on a trade if he does get a job. That was his quarterback that he fell in love with. And obviously it seemed like a pretty good move, seeing that the Packers had so much success with him filling in for Love while he's banged up,
Yeah, and you got to think that hindsight's 2020, right? And the Titans are probably regretting that move, I would think.
I would think so too. Chiefs at the Browns. The Chiefs boat raced them 21-7. The Browns fall to 3-11. The Chiefs improved 13-1. Patrick Mahomes got a little banged up there at the end. They took him out of the game. They taped up his ankle. He did get twisted up pretty bad on that play. It looked like he walked out of the locker room a little later, and then they put him on a cart to get him out, I guess, to the other areas. So I think he'll probably play next week, although they put themselves in a position at 13-1 to sit him coming up, and try to get him some rest. So Chiefs are continuing to cheat, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what that team does. We always talk about the refs, right, and how they have their favorites and everything, but Kansas City's still a really good football team. I mean, you can't deny that. They're well coached, and it doesn't seem to matter how their personnel changes. They've had guys hurt up and down the roster these past 5, 6, 7 seasons and find ways to win championships and win ball games. So you can't take that away from them. It just sucks that they seem to get a little help, here and there from certain guys. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're Kansas City right now, you're probably not, I'm not going to use the word coast, but you're probably thinking, down the stretch here, this last handful of games, is it really worth risking some of your top tier talent that you're going to need in the playoffs for sure? And then, they've got that first round bye in the waiting as well. So a lot to think about.
Yeah, for sure. Next game, Buccaneers at the Chargers. Buccaneers coming in. I think they were at 8-5, so they get the win today, improved to 8-6. They won 40-17. This is what you're talking about, getting close to the playoffs and really starting to hit serious momentum. Baker Mayfield got that offense humming in Tampa Bay, man, as they beat the Chargers
all year, man. Do not let these guys into the damn playoffs, man. And it's starting to look that way, man. Tampa is one of those teams. They can either show up and crap the bed, or they show up and destroy your season. Yeah,
and look at Baker, 22 of 27, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Just absolutely dominant.
Here's the guy,
and that's a guy that is in Carolina. You guys remember he went to Carolina for a year. They had him on the scout team playing defensive line. Think about that. And look at where Carolina's at as an organization, right? So,
right.
Really, really interesting. All right. Next, Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. This was a pretty good game. It was pretty close most of the way through, as it was tied up there after halftime. And then, of course, the Eagles and Vic Fangio completely blanked that Steelers offense, one of the best offenses in the league last I checked, blanked them in the second half as they get the win 27-13. So the Eagles improved to 12-2. Obviously, this is one of the teams that beat the Packers there. I think it was week 1, right, in Brazil. So they're 6-1 at home. They're 12-2 on the year. One of the best teams in the NFC. It's definitely Lions, Eagles, and then a bunch of other teams for sure, man. So Eagles, let's see what they did in the passing game. That's been a big topic here lately. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, 25 of 32, 290 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Had a hell of a day. And then Saquon Barkley, 19 carries for 65 yards. It looked like Mike Tomlin probably had a game plan coming in. Let's shut him down. And he did, and it wasn't enough to get the win because Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown were able to secure that dub. A.J. Brown, 8 catches for 110 yards. Devonta Smith, 11 catches for 109 yards. Just 2 top receivers in the league doing the thing, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We know Philly's got a great offense, right? But you're right. You got to give credit to that defense because, Pittsburgh, they're some ballers too. They've been putting points on the board all year, and I really think that's what really turned the tide in that game is Philly's defense just putting their foot down and saying you're not going to score more than 13,
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the 2 games that are still going on right now, the Colts at the Broncos. The Broncos are beating them 31-13 at the 2-minute warning, so that one's pretty much over. The other one, the Bills have the ball deep into Detroit Lions territory. This is a 3rd and goal play. I'll give you a little play-by-play. A little run up the middle, about 3 yards. They'll probably try a field goal here. The Buffalo Bills will. So why don't we do this? Let's just go to the Gamecast here and make sure we don't have that on the screen for the free advertising. Yeah, you can see they're inside the 30 right now. Matter of fact, let's go to the box score. Let's do that instead. So Josh Allen, 23 of 34 for 361 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, just having a phenomenal day. James Cook, running back, 14 carries for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, 10 carries for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. He may be your MVP this year, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like. It really is. Jared Goff, though, look at this, man. Been playing from behind all day. 31 of 43 for 424 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs obviously going to have limited carries when you're losing the entire game. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 11 catches for 175 yards. Sam Laporta, 5 for 88. Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield, 5 for 62. So, again, Lions got a lot of fight here, but it looks like they're going to fall to 12-2 if everything, barring anything crazy right now happening. So,
yeah, hopefully the Bills take that field goal. They did. Okay, so
48-35.
Okay, there we are. Because, it's important to look. I mean, Detroit, they got 3 timeouts, right? You got 2 minutes left. You got 3 timeouts. There's a way to squeak your way back into a 2-possession game. But if you make it a 3-possession game, you pretty much seal up that victory.
Yeah, I think they hit. Yeah, they're kicking off right now. So, yeah, they did get that 3 points. All right, so that's what's going on in Detroit. Looks like, barring anything crazy, the Buffalo Bills will win this game in Detroit. And, again, it's just nice to see the Detroit Lions get smacked in the mouth a little bit there. So, always a good thing for sure. So, that's your Around the League. So, let's do this, man. Let's hop back over to Packers Twitter real quick and see if we got any shots down on the field. Anything there? Here we go. We got the guys huddling up on the field. Looks like they're, like I said, just huddling up before they went back in to get their pads on and all that stuff, as we are, under an hour away, right? About 40 minutes.
Absolutely. We got current conditions over there. What was it looking like? It doesn't look like rain.
It looks like it's, partly cloudy is what it looks like right there, doesn't it?
Nice. We'll take it. That's Elton Jenkins right there being a leader. I love it. Love Big E, man.
Yeah, Big E breaking it down there at midfield. I'll do that, Tim. I'll go real quick, and if you want to hit on a couple things in the chat, I'll go pull up the latest weather report here real quick and see what we got in Seattle. Make sure that rain didn't get moved up before the end of the game here.
Harry Cheese with the 13-point game. There's still a chance the Lions make this annoying. Totally with you on that one there, Cheese, for sure. Let's see what else we got. J. Cole in the chat. Should have been 50 for the Bills. Yeah, there's a holding call that we're already complaining about. These doggone officials for sure. Coach Len in the chat. Yeah, right. Elton Jenkins here getting the team ready. Coach Len says, no penalties today. No penalties. Love it.
We get the weather forecast here. It looks like hourly starting at 7 p.m. And this is my time, right? No, actually, no, it'd be their time. I'm sorry. So right now, currently out there, it's 5:15. Okay. So by 7 o'clock, let's say kickoff, 7 o'clock their time, I believe it would be, right? Yeah, maybe. Hell, I don't know. Anyway.
No, five something their time, right?
Okay. Got it. So,
7 my time, 7:20 my time or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like 15% chance of rain at 8 o'clock. No, pretty much no chance of rain until 8 o'clock their time. 15% chance and 20%, 24%, 23, 20 into the midnight hour. So very light chance that it will rain. And the wind, what they're showing here, Tim, is 2 miles per hour. So that report we got earlier in the week where we were a little bit concerned about it, getting windy out there, doesn't seem like the wind's going to be a factor at all tonight.
That's okay. I don't care. We still need to run the damn ball. Keep running the ball. Give Josh the ball, run the ball. And then when you think, hey, maybe we're running too much, run the damn ball some more and open things up for us in that play action, man. That's what I want to see today.
Yeah, Coach Lynn said that's good football weather right there, man. Great evening for football. Yes, sir. Fred McFarley said 5:22 kickoff local. So that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, shouldn't see any rain. But, again, it's Seattle. You never know. Something might pop up. We'll hopefully – that'll hold off, and we can just get a nice, clean game of football here tonight in Seattle. Tim, anything else you want to hit on, man? Anything else? You guys in the chat, you got a topic, a question, anything like that, fire away as we're getting closer to kickoff here, and we'll keep an eye on Twitter to see if any other news might break before we get into it.
I guess, me being Mr. Defense, just like we, at the top of the show, we talked about, the guys that are active, right? We got Rob Rochelle active. We got Ballantyne active. We've got extra personnel for that secondary. Seeing Oladapo active, that gives me a glimmer of hope too. Maybe KT can go out there and play some safety, and then we can move Evan Williams to the slot or to the boundary on occasion if we need to. But I think it's going to come down to how this defense plays, and that's really at the forefront of my mind. I'm anticipating big games from at least one or two of our corners. I'm thinking for sure Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon are gonna step up tonight, and I'm hoping we get a wild card out there. I'd love to see a great performance from Eric Stokes, who is long overdue for a hell of a game. So just trying to root for our secondary defenders tonight for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to comb through real quick and see if we could get a Grant DuBose update. Obviously, he went to the hospital. I'm seeing no updates right now. People are asking as short as 51 seconds ago. Here's an article. I don't know if it'll let me open it. I definitely won't put it on the screen. I'm just going to try to go over it real quick and see if they have an update here. As it says, head coach Mike McDaniel told reporters after the game that the team received positive feedback from initial tests on Dubose. The receiver will remain in Houston for the night. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa took some blame for the situation, telling reporters that his ball placement could have been better. And that's what a leader does there, right? So, yeah, exactly. So, hopefully, again, everything's okay there with Dubose. Everything I've heard about him, the brief time we had him here in Green Bay and we kind of covered him, everyone talks about how he's just hard worker, right attitude. I mean, it's obvious there's a reason the Dolphins went and snatched him up and said he was worthy of a spot on the 53-man roster. So definitely thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
Yeah, for sure. Really good dude. And, above being a good football player, a good person. And you want to root for those people, right? And let's be honest. I mean, the fact that we were just so loaded in our wide receiver room is probably the reason he didn't make the 53 here in Green Bay. I don't think it has anything to do with, his level of talent. It's just there's a healthy crop of young receivers waiting in the wings, and it's just tough to fight your way onto a roster spot.
Yeah, Coach Lynn in the chat. Good job taking the blame. Tua, number one Packer fan. Grant is a great player for sure. Let's see here. Cody McDougal says, Lucas Van Ness better be ready to eat with Enigbore. Gary will be doubled. I could see that happening. I could see them doing a little chipping. LVN, man, showing some promise. I'm excited to see what he does. And by the way, we got the will ready for tonight. Matter of fact, I've got it right here. I'll just tell you guys how many are on there. 131 entrants tonight for a chance to win a jersey just like this one right here, autographed Lucas Van Ness jersey from
I love it.
Authenticity, all that good stuff along with it. Going to be a lot of fun giving that away. Tim, I think LVM, again, I'm not like sold on, hey, he's going to be a solid starter alongside Gary, but you're seeing progress now that he's getting more snaps, his pressure percentage up to 9.5% now. Love to see him come out tonight and kick that over 10. That would be absolutely awesome. Because 10 is kind of that's that line where you go, okay, anyone with 10% or more, they're an effective pass rusher. And obviously pointed out TJ Watt's actually sitting at 10%. Going into this week he was. So what do you think about LVN though, man?
No, I agree with Cody's comment here. Van Ness and JJ and Enigbare both got to be ready because we know how Half is going to call it, right? If they want to throw doubles at Rashawn, then I'm sure Coach Half will be perfectly content to let Rashawn Gary occupy two blockers all day long and just eat with our other guys. So it's going to really be about how guys pick each other up out there on defense. But, LVN, I think, is starting to hit his stride, and tonight is going to be a really good indicator of, how he's going to finish this year out. If he puts together another really solid performance, that's going to be great for us because – he's going to have his opportunities, right? He's going to get a chance tonight, and, you got to show it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Fred McFarley in the chat said, jersey not on the show. I like it. Going to go grab my number 14 Hudson jersey. Let's go, man.
There's a guy.
My next jersey is I'm going to try to get a custom one made. That's my goal. I want a Curly Lambeau jersey. So I'm going to try to find someone, whether I can go through Mitchell and Ness or whoever. I might just have one custom made. I don't care.
Pick one of those 97 numbers that he wore when he was playing, whatever day of the week it was, whatever jersey you were borrowing.
I found out I actually asked one of the tour guides when I was up there this year, and he'd been going to Packers games since the 50s, older gentleman, just absolutely awesome. I asked him, I'm like, so what jersey is dedicated to Curly Lambeau? And he said, number 1. Yep. He said he wore 1. He wore 27. He named off all the jerseys. I knew he wore 27 at one point, but he said, no one in Green Bay will ever wear number 1 because of Curly Lambeau. And then it was this very next year, we drafted Jaden Reed, and he tried to get number 1, right? And they gave it to him, and they were like, oh, no, we can't do that. So it is designated for Curly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a custom, a 1929 Packers jersey made with the number 1. I need to do that for sure.
Isn't that so cool though too? Because how retiring numbers is a big deal here. We don't have very many numbers retired, and so that they kind of just designate number 1 for Curly. It's unofficially his number, but officially his number, and we're not going to issue it. But yet, it's not retired officially. It is technically a number that's available. But No, I think that's great and explains a lot, right? That's why Bird's got 11 instead of 1. You know, it's close as he could get, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Lynn says, I see a sack from Britton Cox Jr. or Aaron Mosby tonight. Hey, let's go, man. I don't care who gets it, to be honest.
Mosby's another one, right? That dude's a wild
solid.
card, man. That guy's the piss is always hot with that one. You know, I like watching him play, and it's another young player you want to really see hit his stride here. So I'm with it, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Mr. Goat says, how do we get entered in the LVN jersey? The deadline's already passed, Mr. Goat, but if you're a member on YouTube or you join our Patreon group, one of the 3 tiers on patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access, what we do is from time to time we do giveaways. Like the last 2 weeks, we gave away autographed Romeo Dobbs cards that were donated by United Bates. This week was an LVN autographed jersey. So we kind of mix and match those up. We'll be doing another giveaway, if not next week, definitely the following week, and then through the playoffs as well. It's just a way for us to give back to those who, donate and help the show. So if that's something you're interested in, awesome, but don't feel any pressure. Again, the reason we started the Patreon group, the reason we started the monetization and everything on YouTube is because everyone was blowing us up going, hey, how can we help? How can we help? We want to contribute. So we started all that, and then it's like, man, you know what? Let's do something to give back. So speaking of giving back, the gift that keeps on giving, Emilio's in here now with the sombrero on the Christmas tree. What's going on?
I'm good, man. How are y'all?
Doing good. Let's hear it, man. How you feeling about this game, man? We're getting close to kickoff as the Detroit Lions are about to drop one here. There's 25 seconds left. They're down 48-35. That's a positive today. But how are you feeling about this Packers Seahawks game, man?
Feeling good. Feeling like that they're ready. Weather's not too bad. We've been through it. I think getting past this crowd's going to be a good test for us. I think it'll be a good test compared to where we were with the Lions last week. See if we've actually grown from it with a little bit of practice. Hoping that Matt can, still scheme some things up and really keep the defense in check. I'm hoping that I like us under 20 all day long, but are we going to show up and play, right? We're going to expect more from the DNs. I know you were just talking about that. Let's see what we can do with our hockey lines. I think that's going to be big.
Yeah, definitely is. Fred McFarley in the chat said, I'd cash in my 401k for a Don Hudson game-worn jersey, then I'd have to pay for a divorce. There you go. That's covering all the bases there, Fred. No doubt about it. What's funny is all these jerseys we're giving away and stuff on the show, Mandy does the shopping for me. So my wife's over there. She's lost.
She's going to start looking.
I'm like,
and Clayton's just sitting there like this the whole time,
Yeah. Listen, man, it's chess, not checker. She's going to spend money anyway. Why not do something that gives back to our listeners?
Right. That's right.
You want to do some shopping for me? Let's go, right? So we got our captains announced here tonight for the Seahawks game. Christian Watson, Eric Wilson, and Isaiah McDuffie. I love it, dude.
Sounds like it's going to be a big game for the backers then. If you have 2 of them set at captain, I would say that. Which means probably not as much Coop and Hopper like we were wanting, but if they're going to show up and play, I'm down.
Yeah. I think they're going to be touch and go with Cooper, right? I think they're going to sprinkle him in, get him some reps, and if he looks good, they'll give him some more reps. And if he keeps looking good, maybe we give him some more reps. But yeah, I'm with you, Emilio. I don't think he's going to get 50 or 60 snaps tonight or anything. But hopefully we'll get a good look at him coming back again off that injury. But yeah, I think that's a tone setter though, right? You give 2 linebackers the captaincy tonight, and then your field stretcher on offense there and Scoot. I mean, I like this. Let's go. This is how you want to walk into a tough road matchup, man, with this type of lineup as your captains out there.
And all whites against the neon greens too. I mean, that's a nice uni matchup right there. Let me tell you.
Great uni matchup. Matter of fact, somebody was asking, put that marked chat up on the screen for me if you don't care. I got something we're going to fire away here too. If you could, Greg Rice there you go. Do you think Dobbs will get his regular snap count? I don't expect the regular snap count, me personally. I could be wrong. I think that they'll kind of ease him back in there a little bit, although it's not like he's going to be fatigued or he's got, some kind of injury that's like, hey, it's still nagging. He's completely clear now. But this did pop up as Wes Hodkowitz had quote tweeted Lauren Helmbrecht. I hope I'm saying that right. Yep. Romeo Dobbs is wearing a Guardian cap as he returns from concussion protocol. You can see they got the color scheme. It looks like an extension of the helmet that they've been doing this year. I don't have a problem with that, to be honest with you guys. I think that's cool that they went that route this year for some players. Like, make it as safe as possible. I know it looks a little gaudy, But
Yeah,
hey,
it looked a lot worse. It looked a lot worse when it was like that tan color, just over the helmet. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah, that's true. They've definitely stepped up the style points for the aesthetics on these. And hey, at the end of the day, right? Like, it doesn't look cool to wear a seatbelt, right? But
unless
you put one on so you don't fly through the windshield of your car.
Right.
I got nothing against guys that and again, this is not a requirement; it's a choice. The players have the option. You've got Rome, who's missed 3 games here, with a concussion, and he's seeing his first action. I don't fault him at all for wanting to wear a little extra protection out there, especially if it keeps him on the field longer for us, right?
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And so the Lions are now trailing 48-42. There's 12 seconds left. They're trying an onside kick, and I believe the Lions got it, boys.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Are you serious?
Let's see. Hold up a second. Let's see here.
Oh my gosh!
They kicked it right in the middle too, and they just all cracked skulls. Let's see what the officials. They're trying to pull everybody out of there. I'd hate to be on the bottom of that pile, man. That'd be like on the bottom of the pile with the last Budweiser pony with Uncle Bill fighting over that.
Oh no!
Let's see here. Hold up.
You're looking for.
It's a suspenseful. They are not moving either.
Everybody under the pile's worried about their ankles getting turned.
What's the score right now?
48-42, 6-point game.
Oh my gosh!
Well, it's going to come down to a Hail Mary if the Lions get it. Boy, they're still trying to pull them off. Looks like the Bills have it.
All right, there we go.
Hold up. We're waiting for the official signal. The Bills got it. The Bills play. Yeah, there it is. All right, the stripes finally set. All the Bills players are saying it, but all right. So that's it. It's over. 2 timeouts, but obviously 12 seconds. You'll kneel 3 times, and this thing is over. So
we get the Vikings.
That means all the more reason to beat Seattle tonight, right? Like let's go get a win here. We got Detroit finally picked up their second loss. Let's get our dub tonight.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Ryan Wood tweeted out, "It is chilly in the Lumen Field press box in a way that is not enjoyable. Not that anyone cares at home. It's just a long way to Sunday night kickoff. And now I have mused. Less than 30 minutes to go before game time." Yeah, I don't think that's a very good tweet when fans are, all across the country would love to be there in the house and you're getting paid to cover the team and you're complaining about the temperature.
Oh, the press box is cold. Where?
Grab a couple extra, hand warmers. And by the way, Ryan Wood, Milwaukee makes great M12 heated gear. Okay, let me tell you, it's got 3 heat settings, 3-hour different time. I mean,
2, 3.
Come on now, we could get a vest. They got a sweatshirt. They got an over jacket, camo. I mean,
heard it from a fan right here.
There you go. I'll tell you this, man. Complaining about the temperature in the press box reeks of.
You hurt me, Brett.
That really feels like that, to be honest with you. So let's see. Anything else we got here? Bill Huber said, "Home game for me. Weekend filled with 7th grade basketball. I'm on the couch now, just like you, for this huge Packers Seahawks showdown. Bunch of pregame notes here, including the quarterbacks and the running backs. Go check out his article at si.com. So it seems like on the forefront of everyone covering the Packers minds, and that is the press box is chilly, and I want you guys to know I'm watching it from the couch. So there you go. You heard it from a press guy right here. Anything else y'all want to hit on?
That ain't no problem.
Well, before we wrap up, boys, anything else at all before we wrap up?
What do you got, Emilio? You're late to the party. What's on your mind, man? We've been talking. We want to hear your take.
How about we get one special teams explosive play, either a block or a 30 maybe 20 30 plus yard punt return, 40 45 plus yard kickoff return, something like that. I think that Rich has been
block field goal, something like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get one of those. Jordan Love, I think we need 3 tutters out of him. Get Josh in one on the ground, put up 28, keep him under 20, and call this a game. Let's get out of here with a win and get home. Get on the plane. Start warming it up. Make sure it's ready to go because we do not want to hang out here too long.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Got the guys going on the field.
Is Valentine playing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nice. That's big.
That's huge. Look at all the cheeseheads right there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
They know.
They travel well, man. There's a lot of Packer fans in Seattle. I love it.
Yeah, they're traveling for sure.
I don't think birds can eat cheese, right? I think it's not good for them.
Big Rice in the chat says Mrs. Claus kind of hot. All right, Greg, you heard it from a fan right here. And with that being said, 2-0 for this wraps it up and says this show sucks. And it does. You're exactly right. So Greg Rice says chat on the post-game chat during the game. So what we're going to do, we're going to end this stream. I'm going to create the post-game stream right now. And again, we won't go live until after the game, but you guys can go in there and actively chat. And I'll be in there chatting from time to time, too. I'll be sitting here charting the game and getting stuff ready for the post-game show. So you'll see me chime in from time to time, too. Just a way, again, if you're looking for a cool chat to hang out, hop in there. All right. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I mean, anything's better than, staring at this guy, right?
We're going to have that picture up all night on the post-game stream until we go live. Just that right there.
There you go.
All right. Anything, Emilio? You good, bub?
Nothing. Let's stay undefeated in the all whites.
There you go. Hey, that's it, man. Creating that good juju. That's going to be Tim's.
Really quick, I see I missed the memo. I don't even think I have a white jersey. So that's something I'm going to have to get my hands on here in the future.
Unbelievable. I'm sorry. I got to do it to you. I got to hit you with it here, Emilio.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Mandy's going to have my head.
That's it. That's it, guys. We're out. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. It's a lot of fun. You guys were awesome in the chat. We'll see you for the post-game show. Tim, Emilio, thank y'all for joining me, man. We'll see y'all here in just a bit. Take care. Enjoy the game.
And we go. We out.
Bye, guys.